Hey everybody, so I wanted to share some really cool winter names with you. I know that there have been a lot of winter name videos, but there are some names on my list that even I have never heard of before, so I really wanted to share them with you. So I'm not going to put any of these names into gender categories. I'm just kind of let them be what they'll be, and then you can decide which gender you like them for. So the first name is Winter, obviously, but a cool variation of winter that I heard a while ago is Winterland. It's an American name that means pretty winter. I think this name is stunning. The very first time I heard this name, something just clicked with me. I just thought this name should definitely get more attention. And of course, in the winter season, you think colors. So I think the name Scarlet is very fitting. When I think of red, I always think of winter. And so crimson, I think, also would work very well. And it's red and green, right? So Hunter, I think, could be a really cool name. But also the hunting sport is also a popular winter sport, so I think Hunter works. And of course, the name January has been getting a lot of attention. And the name Soyala, which is a Native American name, it means winter solstice. And Soyala, I think, is very, very pretty. It's very soft. And then, forgive me for my Spanish, but the name Noelia means Christmas. And I like Noel, but Noelia, to me, just sounds fresh. And then there's Nevada. It's Spanish, and it means covered in snow. And then Era, which is Welsh for snow. And I think this name is so, so pretty. And then one of my favorites, Juniper, is a Latin name, and it means youthful. And it's obviously an evergreen plant, and they give off little blueberries. And I think Juniper sounds so beautiful. And then there's Fiona, which might be a little bit of a stretch, I'm not sure, but I wanted to include these next two names because it means white, fair in Scottish. And the next one is Fionan, and that just means fair in Irish. And Fiona and Fionan, I think, are really cool names, and to me they do fit into winter very much. The name Whitley, I think, is very cool, sounds very modern, is English, and it means from the white field. And then probably one of my favorites from this list is Frost, because I also think of Robert Frost, along with Jack Frost. But Robert Frost is one of my favorite poets. I would love to meet a guy named Frost. And then a really cool name, Amaryllis. I'm sure all of you have heard of the name Amaryllis before many times for winter, but it is a winter flower, and it is a beautiful, beautiful flower. And then another cool name is Pine. Pine is short and sweet, very cool nature name, but it's also obviously an evergreen tree, so I think that it would work for winter. And the name Douglas, I know it's a little old-fashioned, but Douglas is for the Douglas pine, which is a pretty popular Christmas tree, and it means black blue in Scottish for its needles. It has that blackish blue hue. But I think Douglas could work as a middle name. And then if you're really, really brave, you could just use the name Evergreen. I don't know if I could ever use this, but I'd love to meet a person with the middle name or the first name Evergreen. And then this next one might be a little bit of a stretch, but I wanted to include it anyway, and that's Timber. Timber is very valuable in the wintertime for wood fires, etc. And then there's some birthstone names for the months, and that there's Topaz for December, Garnet for January, and Amethyst for February. Bianca has been popular among winter names, but there's also Blanca. I think Blanca is very pretty. It's Spanish, and it means white. And the name Collins has been getting a lot of attention because of the movie The Blind Side. But Collins means holly in Irish, which I think is kind of cool if you want a subtle winter meaning. And Clementine. Clementine is a gorgeous name. also the name of Christmas oranges. The neat thing with clementines are, because of their growth season, they're just coming into harvest around the holidays. So that's kind of neat. Another really cool name is the French word for cold wind, and that's mistral. I think mistral is so cool. There's just something really special about that name. Tannen. I love the name Tannen. Totally sounds modern, and it means fir tree in German. But you've probably heard this name before in the Christmas carol, O Tannenbaum. Another one of my favorites from this list is Katiana. Katiana is an Inuit word for a type of snow. The Inuits have all of these different words for all these different types of snow, and Katiana happens to mean night snow, and it was one of the names that I actually thought was the prettiest from all of those words. And the last name is Hendra. Hendra, to me, is so quirky, but I think that it could work. I really do. It's a variation of Henry, and it's Cornish, meaning winter home, which I think is really, really neat. So I hope that you got to hear some names you've never heard of before. Comment below which ones they were, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.